understand what the natives say.
I think this is where we're supposed to wait, right?
You're going to the Darcy place too?
Yes. I memorized the first 3 chapters of Pride and Prejudice when I was 13.
What's that?
Oh, so why are you going to this place?
Because I'm gonna look great in those wench gowns.
Hi everybody, I'm Peter Travers and welcome to Popcorn, where we tell you what is happening at the movies. And there's a happening at the movies now called Austenland, you know? I'm gonna talk to Keri Russell, who's here, about why men have been actually told this isn't a movie for them. But I think that's a lie. And I'm gonna ask you, welcome Keri Russell.
Thank you, thanks so much.
You know there are screenings for your movie that are only for women?
I did catch wind of this, but you know what? Jennifer Coolidge and I were talking about this, and she had a really good point. If a guy's taking a girl on a date, it's to, you know, whatever, have some fun at the end of the date. And wouldn't the girl be more willing if you took her to see a movie that she really enjoyed and that she felt like inspired by, sort of, or than taking her to some blow-up explosion movie? She's not going to be as into you. She's like, take the girl to her movie, so she's into you at the end, and then you'll get a nice makeout at the end.
So you feel that there are men out there that would actually do that and
Yeah.
just worry about their date and how she was feeling about
Is there not?
that movie?
I know. Is
there
there
are
not?
a couple, maybe.
There's like
you
two?
know?
There's like two?
There's two. And there are a few people like myself who studied literature in
Right.
school, and so
Yeah.
we call ourselves Janeites.
Do you really?
We really do. I mean, it was
See?
embarrassing.
That's handsome,
It
though.
was-
That's I love that.
We
I
were
love
Janeites.
it.
We loved her. But explain
Yeah.
for those poor, benighted people
Yeah.
that don't know what it is you're doing, how you're really going to a Jane Austen theme park.
So basically, the point of the movie is this very kind of sad, lonely heart girl spends her entire life savings to go to this amazing, embarrassing, crazy resort where you don Regency era clothes. You have to get rid of your cell phone. They put your hair all in the Regency era. And then there are these paid actors who flirt with you and have these conversations with you in the same tone as a Jane Austen novel. And you are promised a ball at the end of your stay, and a man will ask you for your hand in marriage.
You see, I just think that's kind of a great fantasy because
It's an amazing
you don't run
fantasy.
into too many Mr. Darcys in life.
No, and they are professionals, and they're going to dress accordingly and
Yeah.
act accordingly and take you on strolls through the beautiful grounds and then take you and know how to dance like that. I mean, it's sort of amazing. And maybe you get a makeout at the end of it.
Well, you would, but it would be very chaste.
Chaste.
Yes, this
Yes.
is
Yes.
not that kind of
Unless
movie.
you're Coolidge.
Unless you're Jennifer Coolidge, where nothing is chaste ever. You know?
Ever.
She's doing
It's out there.
She's doing the chasing.
Yeah, exactly.
Would that have been your fantasy? Would you have wanted
No,
to?
my fantasy, I have a feeling, would be a little bit more about some kind of adventure. Like, I would take a cowboy resort or something where I had like moonlight, midnight rides with some Sam Elliott character.
Ooh, Sam
deep
Elliott.
talks.
Whoa.
Right?
Very
It would be-
lifeguardy.
It would be great if it was like a cowboy who also knew about literature somehow, who could talk about interesting books. That would be my fantasy.
I'm assuming your husband fulfills all of this.
Every single
That it's him forever.
ever.
Talk about a Keri Russell year of,
What a fun
of
year.
180-degree switches. On The Americans, you are a Russian spy living in the Reagan era in America, pretending to be as if Felicity had grown up and married.
I know. And I was lured in by the KGB. It's sort of brilliant.
How did they say, I see Keri Russell in this
I don't
part?
know. I know. How crazy. That was really John Landgraf. He contacted, I don't know, my people or whatever, the business people, so early in the game. It was really John. And I kept reading it going, what the heck is he talking about? Like, he's out of his mind, that guy. But I get now what he meant. Like, the whole point is that they are this face of something that is so other than what they are, you know, portraying.
Well, they've been forced together.
Yeah.
In an arranged
I
marriage
love-
that isn't a marriage.
And to me, the strength of that show, which I love so much, and it's really the most fun thing I've ever done, is I really think it's a show about this complicated marriage, this metaphor on how tricky marriage is and how you don't really know somebody, and it's so hard and complicated, and I just think the spy stuff lets all the stakes be really high. But to me, it's really about those scenes of watching somebody and trying to navigate a relationship, a real relationship, and the spy in the outside world, to me, just allows everything to be so big and immediate, and It has been such a fun, delicious surprise, the whole thing. I mean, to enjoy not being charming at every turn has been a revelation to me.
Well, I found you, off camera to be something of a.
Most people do.
I know.
Most people do.
But,
and now you
so
see.
that's really you that you're playing.
You know
on
what
the
I mean?
Americans.
Yeah.
And we remember you from Felicity, where it was.
That was the
4
good
years.
acting. That was the good acting.
Yeah, and yet now I understand why you shaved off all your hair.
Yeah. I was so angry.
Because you were just angry. You said, I'm going to bring the ratings of this show down.
Yeah. I want to just destroy. Yeah.
That's really a good question, because it goes back to Austenland too. What the Keri Russell of the Mickey Mouse Club. Come on.
Yeah,
That was
amazing.
a dirty laugh, really.
Yeah, well,
that was not allowed on that. The only other Mickey Mouse person who has a laugh that dirty is Ryan Gosling.
Exactly.
Did you hang out when you were in the club together?
Look, Ryan was 12 and I was 17. I was much cooler than he was. He was a child and I was driving. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't be hanging out with 12-years.
There was just nothing there?
No, there was nothing there.
There was no cougar thing happening at that?
At 12, no.
No.
But he's turned out to be pretty great. All those little kids.
But I'm wondering who that Felicity was, the one who shaved off what the New York Times called, and let me see if I can get the quote really right, a glorious head of voluminous, golden, backlit hair. What was the responsibility of running around with that hair all the time?
I don't know. There was a lot. That big hair that's always straightened now. I know. I hide it. I keep that golden hair under wraps.
Did you make it into a wig? And do you occasionally just
bust
bring
it
it out?
Yeah. No. She's put away
So
for a long time.
So
maybe after a
disappointing.
shower and no hair dryer.
I want to know who that Keri was during that period of starting her career with the hair, and who I'm talking to now, and what the differences are.
Interesting. I don't know. Back then, I was just talking to someone about this, because there's this interesting thing that I find kind of typical in this country, especially working on The Americans with that other actor is Welsh. And, he went to Matthew. He's so incredible.
Yeah.
But, all those actors, those British actors, they went to all the, to school and RADA and all these fancy things, and they seem so educated. And I feel like in this country, a lot more, I definitely just fell into it. I've trained in dance, but, so I always sort of had this strange relationship with this career, and I didn't know that I wanted to do it forever, and I was sort of not enjoying a lot of part of, so Felicity, even though I loved that story, I wasn't like a real trained actress, so I was liking it, but I was overwhelmed by it. And even though I loved JJ and Matt, and still love making projects now with them, I just spent the whole summer with Matt doing Planet of the Apes. I think now, for the first time in my life at 37, I really enjoy it. I go, oh no, this is great. And I don't have to be scared of this. And, I can do some things and I'm not great at other things, but it's fun and I'm thankful for it. And I'm like maneuvering within it in an easier, more enjoyable way. And maybe that just comes with age too, but I
Look
think—
at you, you're being like the grande dame version of Keri Russell. I'm sorry,
the
with age I have learned.
With age, I feel like I am old. After doing this from
Judi
15.
Dench's ass. I'll be playing all those roles.
I'm going to take her
I will
on.
definitely be playing that. But J.J. Abrams and you
J.J.
back in
Abrams.
those periods. I mean, you were in the Mission Impossible, which is almost the beginning of what's happening in the Americans
It's
now.
true. It's
have
true.
you begged him for a role in Star Wars?
For Leia.
You went right to the major.
I went right to it.
Wow, I thought maybe you would
Chewbacca? No, I want Leia. I want Leia. I don't want Chewbacca.
Chewbacca is a great part.
It's hard to understand. You'd have to make all those sound effects, No.
You would choose to play Princess Leia, which just seems so much.
So boring.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't make her boring.
No.
But
I could be a really sexy Han Solo.
See, now that's different. That's that might
No,
be
I don't know.
something that would appeal to
Isn't it supposed to be a
JJ.
prequel, or is it before or after? I'm not sure.
Everything is so secret about that I'm sure that only you have heard from JJ.
I haven't heard anything. The only thing I'm going to hear is that I'm doing like craft service on Star Wars.
Look, just to have that little part, your piece of history.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would be on the phone and I would be doing
be
that.
calling,
It would,
begging.
Well, this show always ends in song, Keri.
Ends in song.
It ends in song always, and there's always just whatever is on your. I wouldn't want to put the song in your head. It's just got to be a little bit. It doesn't have to be the full song, but it does. I need to hear you raise your
song.
voice.
Oh my
Maybe it's what
gosh.
you sing to the kids.
You know what? The only song which I've been traveling a lot, and so now with this, I'm so not tech savvy. I still have AOL. I know I'm like 85. I don't have any app on my phone. Everyone's like, why do you have an iPhone if you don't have apps? I'm like, I use the map. I use the map. Like, they're like, that doesn't count. But anyway, the one thing I use, which I'm so grateful and thankful for as a mother who's traveling, is FaceTime. You know, you can do the video and the kids can see you. And my little 1.5-year-old, Willa, my little girl, will set the phone down and like put her hands up because she wants me to do patty cake. And we do it to each other.
So that's it.
So we do patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake, and we go as fast as you can. And we pat it, we do the whole thing, and she does mark it with the B, put it in the oven for baby and me.
I'm gonna do one.
That's what we do.
Perfect. Thank you, Keri.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what that was, but it was a great deal of fun. It was. It really was.
Yeah.